Welcome back to Everything Defensive Carry. We appreciate our new members. Thank you for tuning in and watching. One of our newest members, I think his name is, let's make sure I don't get this wrong, CDB. Asked me to do a video on my favorite revolvers. So, here it goes. This right here is a revolver you have seen a lot of videos of. It's model 442. The only thing I've ever done to it is put a little bit of orange paint on there, because in my video when I was shooting at 40 yards at the steel target, and I'm not saying this is why I missed half the time, but I'm saying that the black sight would get lost in that black steel target floating around in there, and I think that might have contributed to some misses. Well, once again, I'm not saying that that's why I missed, but I like to think that it was because I couldn't see the front sight. So, anyway, I carry this in a Don Hume pocket holster. This is a model number 1, I believe. It's a great holster. It's made out of thin leather. I love it. Carry it every day. So, this is a really good rig. Also have my holster maker. Made me a pancake for that. If I want to carry IWB or AIWB, or I guess IWB. This is a kind of a cheap old blade tech. You'll have to excuse me, I've got sinus problems and I'm about to sneeze. But anyway, it's a cheap old holster. I don't spend a lot of money on equipment and stuff like that. All the leather's expensive no matter where you get it. But I just think that, you know, you don't have to spend big money in order to have quality stuff. So, that brings me to our next gun. This right here is a Model 60 357 Magnum. Now this gun and me, we may be parting ways, I don't know. I'm not real happy with it. Been sent back to the factory twice. Smith & Wesson has been having a lot of trouble with improperly clocked barrels on the revolvers. This one was shooting about 4 inches to the right at 10 yards, which to me was unacceptable. Sent it back to them the first time, they didn't do anything. They sent it back like it was fixed. And the second time, I sent it back with a target and told them I wanted the darn thing fixed. So I can tell where they did turn the barrel. They did try to get this front sight centered, but it's still off just a little bit. And it's a 357 Magnum. Now, I'm not real crazy about a 357 Magnum anyway, for a lot of reasons, but really, with the hot stepping 9mm and things that we got today, out of a short barrel, if you're going to carry a small gun, there's not really a lot of advantage to the 357 Magnum. I mean, ballistically, there's some advantage, but in the the trade-off is the recoil. The recoil and the muzzle blast. Those two things are trade-offs that I feel like are in favor of a hot stepping 9mm over 357 Magnum. That's just me. Okay. I don't think the ballistic advantage of the 357 Magnum is great enough to offset the advantages of the 9mm in a short barreled gun. So I acknowledge the 357 Magnum is still more powerful, but it's really kind of marginal. Okay. So anyway, let's go to the next one. My next one, my all-time favorite guns, are the 38 Special K-frame revolvers. This is a Model 64. It's basically just a stainless steel version of a Model 10. I have several Model 10s, but I carry this one the most because it's stainless steel. It doesn't rust when it's next to my body. Sometimes I won't wear a t-shirt when I'm concealed, and it'll be rubbing against my body in the summertime. So the sweat, I've got a little more leisure. I don't have to worry about keeping it wiped down and cleaned as often. So, I mean, I do clean it, you know, but I don't have to worry about it rusting in a few hours if I don't attend to it. So this is a Plus P. I do like the newer revolvers. This one's about 15 years old. I do like the shrouded barrels. Okay, a lot of purists, they like the old crush fit barrels that were torqued and turned in there and screwed in there. But I do like these style of barrels, and you can see here in the muzzle that little ring around the barrel. What they do is they screw the barrel in, okay, first, and they get it set to spec, your cylinder gap and all, they get that set to spec. Then this part is just a shroud. They fit this over the barrel, the actual barrel, and then they tighten it up with some sort of wrench, and they just have a better chance of getting this barrel on straight, with your front sight being properly aligned and not clocked to one side or the other, than they're doing with the crush fit type barrels. Model 686, they've had a lot of problems with those. You can just Google them. I had one that was clocked. My Model 60 was clocked. So I do prefer the shrouded barrel because I think it eliminates a lot of those clocking issues on the barrel. And there's nothing worse than having to send a gun back to the factory because it don't shoot straight. Okay. Oh yeah, and one of the holsters that I carry, this is alligator, and I've got several made just like this. They're just plain leather from Don's Leather here in Kentucky. And this is a great holster. It fits the gun very snugly. It holds the gun in very close to my side, very concealable. So this right here is just a great all-around rig, carried with a good gun belt. I can carry this thing all day, and it's perfect. And my next gun, probably the last one we'll talk about, a 44 Magnum. Now this is just a Model 629, nothing fancy. I do a lot of deer hunting with this gun. It's a field gun. You know, I wouldn't think about carrying something like this, but it is a 44 Magnum. And I use a hand load for this gun. I use a hand load for all my guns. I use pretty much the same bullet. This is a 240 grain lead cymbal wad cutter, driven at about 1,200 feet per second or so. You can tell there's 38 specials with the 44, same bullet. I like that bullet. It does a good job at that speed. I can shoot it all day long. That means I'm getting a lot of practice. And it works good on deer without beating up me or the gun. Now this rig, this is my field rig. This is one that Don's Leather made for me, and I like it because it lets me carry a big old hunting handgun around the woods all day. It distributes the weight across my body, so it's very convenient. You know, when I'm sitting down, it's almost just like having a belt holster, and there it is. So anyway, this is my favorite rig for hunting, favorite gun for hunting. These are my favorite guns for carrying every day. Although that Model 60 may get traded in on something else. And when and if that does happen, I'll let you all know. So anyway, thank you for tuning in. If you got any questions, just feel free to ask. And if you want to see me shoot one of these in a video, just let me know. And we'll shoot it, we'll talk about it, and we'll see you on the next one.